Let's go over Star Wars Episode 9, the final film of the Skywalker saga and the sequel trilogy alike. This is Mike Zero here. If you guys are new to the channel, do make sure to subscribe to see future Star Wars content. Now, I wanted to get on the subject of Leia. A lot of people have been talking about this character, and a lot of people have also been going over on exactly how will J.J. Abrams use the unused footage from both The Force Awakens and The Last Jedi of Carrie Fisher and implement that into Star Wars Episode 9. Apparently they created a great story for her in Episode 9, so that's one thing that I am truly looking forward to. It's going to be very emotional for a lot of Star Wars fans out there. This will indeed be Carrie Fisher's final movie. Can you believe that? But looking at Star Wars as a whole these past couple of weeks or so, we've been learning a whole lot more about this film when it comes to some of the set leaks, the set designs, the scene schedules, the concept art and storyboard descriptions, etc. Specifically, one of which goes over a description of Leia sitting in front of Lando Calrissian, handing her a real pair of dice that once belonged to Han Solo, as well as a bag of objects that seem to be relics inside. The next goes over Lando shaking Leia's hand before leaving with Chewbacca. Now, we do know that there are to be scenes with both Lando Calrissian and Chewbacca. Both Billy D. Williams and Eunice Swatamo actually have already shot some of their scenes over at Pinewood by getting into the Millennium Falcon cockpit and doing some piloting sequences. Now, that to me is truly exciting and something to look forward to for Episode 9. But as far as Leia goes, alright, in concept, alright, hopefully this does make it to the finalized version of the movie, where we actually do get yet another reunion scene in this film. Much like how with what we got in The Last Jedi between both Luke and Leia, even though Luke wasn't really there. But looking at Lando Calrissian, alright, how he's handing her the pair of gold dice that we saw both in Solo: A Star Wars Story and in The Last Jedi is truly emotional. Now this tells us right then and there that Lando Calrissian took over the Falcon. He was going through some things most likely and came across the gold dice by Han Solo and gave it to Leia because he probably felt it's best to keep it with her. Now, at the very end of The Last Jedi, Leia had the hologram version of the dice by Luke. Luke essentially gave it to her as a reminder that nobody's ever really gone. And Han Solo's dice was a little reminder of that Han is still alive within her. So, with that being said, you know, if you look at The Last Jedi, I think that that could have been a little symbol that Luke was telling Leia that, you know, Han is still a part of Kylo Ren. Kylo Ren is thinking about his father. And I think that's what Luke meant by nobody's ever really gone, is that Han is a part of Kylo Ren. You know, Kylo Ren keeps on thinking about Han's thoughts, his final moments before death, and all those different things, right? So, the gold dice, I think, are a very important piece in Star Wars Episode 9. Could you imagine if those dice eventually get handed on over to Kylo Ren? Maybe they're going to work around a scene where Leia actually does get to see her son Ben Solo and hands him the dice, and he's reminded more about his father, and that could be the shift to the light, perhaps. I don't know. As far as doing a reunion scene between both Leia and Lando, I don't know how they're going to pull this off. We do know that a lot of the unused footage from both The Force Awakens and The Last Jedi, you know, there's a lot of it, there's a lot to work with. So my only guess that they could do this, they're going to do most likely the actual shots of Leia on a standalone basis, and then they're going to get another actor to do the rear shots of Leia talking to Lando Calrissian, Billy D. Williams. Or they already have rear shots of Carrie Fisher talking to something with nobody in front of her, or they could rotoscope her out and put her into a new scene. And after all, we do know that they're going to do rotoscoping techniques with Leia in Star Wars Episode 9 from The Force Awakens and The Last Jedi, so I think that's a great way to do it as well. But as far as this reunion scene goes, I think that this should definitely make it to the final cut of the movie. It would really make a lot of fans, I think, cry and get very emotional seeing the two legacy characters together on screen that we haven't seen together on screen since Return of the Jedi. Over 30 years. I mean, can you believe that? But yeah, guys, J.J. Abrams, Chris Terrio, I am very curious as to exactly what they will bring to the table for a lot of the fans around the globe. I myself, I'm personally excited to see how this trilogy is going to end and exactly how the Skywalker saga is going to end. I mean, this is huge. This is the final chapter movie. Not the last Star Wars movie, but the final chapter film. Anyways, guys, drop a comment below. Let me know what you think about all of this in the comments. And if you guys did enjoy the content for today, do make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel. I thank you all so very much for the kind support, and I'll catch you guys next time.
Night to moon, we hear them moans again.